Hey YouTube, this is Unmax6 for another YouTube video. Tonight I want to show you my retro build, It's from, it's a machine from around 2004-2005. The memory are from 2006, but everything else is matching as far as dates goes. At least within a year, and this thing kick-ass. Like, I use it every freaking day because it's just so cool, and for such an old machine, how well it works, it's just amazing, It really is. Like, I'm amazed by this machine, and it was my dream build for years, like to have something like this based on an Athlon XP CPUs. Oh yeah, and water-cooled as well. Oh my god, and look at these memory, guys. Look at those memories. Yeah, so let's do a little review of it. The case is an original Antec Sonata, and the water cooling is the Big Water 735 from Thermal Take. So the case had some corrosion because water cooling had leaked in it, and I had to paint it black on the inside and white, but I think it looks pretty damn good, The power supply is an Enermax Cooler Giant, 385 watts, and it's one of these PSUs that has a really strong 5-volt rails on it, which is ideal for Athlon XP, even though this motherboard has a 12 volts pin on it, so it's not really needed. But if I want to put like an A7 and 8X Deluxe in it, I will need to have this. Next, the motherboard is one of the best motherboard available for Socket 462, which is an Abyte NF7S version 2.0. This one has, of course, the SATA controller on board. It's a PCI controller from Silicon Image, and I've fledged the BIOS with a custom BIOS to add the latest version of the controller BIOS in it for the Silicon Image chip, The CPU is an AMD Athlon XP 3200 Plus, which uses the Barton core, so it was the fastest Athlon XP available. It has 512K of level 2 cache, and it is currently sitting at 2.5 GHz. Yes, it has a 300 MHz overclock in it. So it's water cooled with the kit from Thermal Take. It's from back in the day, the water cool is from 05 or 06, So here is the original radiator, but I had to make a 3D print support for it, because as you see, the clearance between the video card and the radiator isn't that much, And the previous owner had cut, unfortunately, the case, but I put a grill in it, and I think it looks really cool, and there is still the plastic on it, like on the fan speed bracket. There is also still the plastic on it. So yeah. Next, the video card is a Sparkle NVIDIA GeForce 6800 GT, 256 MB of GDDR3, and it has a Zalman water block on it. You can see it really well, but it's a blue aluminum Zalman water block, and also it has heatsink on memory that I've added, and it's water cool as well. There is a pretty good balance between the temperature of the CPU and the graphics card, so the radiator is really enough to cool so we will look at temperature a bit later, The memory I just received for it, it's some Corsair XMS Pro PC 3200, and I've adjusted the timing a little bit so we'll see that later, but they have a bit overclock on the timing, you know, but they are running great, and the LED effect on it, it's amazing. It just looks really cool. The sound card is an Sound Blaster Digi2 ZS. It's an OEM one from Dell, but you know it does the job fine. There is two serial 8 drive, Western Digital Raptor, the second generation, 674 gigabytes. They are in Red Zero. So yeah, look at that. Isn't that a beauty? Look at this machine, and this machine, like, it's freaking fast under Windows XP, like one of the best Windows XP builds I ever had. Look at the front of the case. You have the Athlon XP stickers, the Nvidia stickers, two USB ports, the Windows XP logo, and the inner Max Power inside. Let's look at the inside of the case. Open the door. So you have a Stultine Pioneer 106S DVD reader and a Pioneer DVD writer. Of course, floppy drive, also with matching date on them, about 2004, 2005, some 2006. The hard drive also have 2005 date on it. So here is a monitor. It's a Samsung ThinkMaster 970p, which was the best monitor Samsung offered in 2005, as far as it was an high-end monitor, you know. Look at that. Doesn't look like cool. This is so cool. Oh my god. Yeah. So here is the Athlon XP screensaver that I had from back in the day, you know. And yeah, the monitor, it's a 19-inch 1280 by 800. No, sorry, 1280 by 1024. It's a 4:3 aspect ratio, and it's an IPS panel. Well, it's not like a modern IPS, but it's close enough to an IPS panel. And look at those viewing angles from a screen from 2005. They are really great. It's backlight, it's CCFL, it's not LED, but you know, it's pretty bright, and I love the fact that the thing is like floating in mid-air. It looks really cool, you know. But there is no adjustment on the monitor. There is only the on-off power button, and that's about it. So you have to go from Magic Tune, the Samsung software, and this is absolutely no sense, you know. I don't know, they try to do things like Apple did, but Apple doesn't always have good idea, you know. Then the keyboard is a Logitech Pro Desktop with a wireless mouse. This is from the old wireless 2728 MHz radio frequency on AM, so it's a bit laggy, you know. It's perfect. Like, the mouse is a bit laggy due to the old RF technology, and the receiver for the mouse is actually in the keyboard itself. So the mouse is USB and the keyboard is PS2, but they are both working with each other, yeah. And here is a pair of Haltech Lansing. There are 221, yes, 221. 220 are for the two speakers, and one is a 2.1 kit with the subwoofer here, as you can see. And the sound is great, even though there is too much treble in it, but the sound is quite nice. Here is my Microsoft Sidewinder USB gamepad, which is a really nice controller for the time. You know, it's lacking control comparing to nowadays controller, but it feels good in the end, and the D-pad is nice on it. And there is a Logitech Quick Cam from 2006. So let's have a look at the machine itself. So as you can see, it doesn't say Athlon XP because it has been overclocked, but 2.5 GHz and 2 GB of memory, which was a lot. Like at the time it was really a lot. Here's some of the software I've installed on it, mostly art games, you know. I just finished Half-Life 2 and Portal on this machine recently. Oh my god, Need for Speed Underground, the first one. Such a great games. So let's go into CPU ID, which is CPU Z and GPU Z. Okay, right. So we have an AMD Athlon XP, like I said. Core voltage is 1.9 volts, even though it's set at 2.0 in the BIOS. Due to the overclocked, I had to get the voltage up from 1.65 to 2.0 volts to get it to work perfectly, and it's really stable and cool as well with the water cooled. And this is one of the earliest Athlon XP where you can actually the multiplayer is unlocked, so you can actually play with the multiplayer, which is great because on this machine I cannot touch the FSB. As soon even 2 MHz increase on the FSB and the machine froze. So I don't know why, you know, but that's how it is. And so I'm glad that I can play with the multiplier on this one. So I've overclocked only using the multiplier. I think base is 11 and it's at 12.5 at the moment. 512K of level 2 cache. There is one core, one thread. Like I said, the main board is an Abit F7S with one of the best chipset of the year, the Enforce 2 Ultra 400. And there is memories. As you can see, the cache latency has been set to 2.0 instead of 3. And the overclock have not been touched. And they are running dual channel mode, of course. And they are from Corsair. CMX 1024 3200. And you can see that the original cache latency is 3.0. So there is 2 modules on slot 1 and slot 3, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Can I bench the CPU like just to see? Okay. What reference can I show? There is no reference. Oh, reference. Oh yeah, reference. Nope. So no reference. .6. Oh my god. And this is a really old version of CPU Z, by the way. Multi-thread. Yeah, there is no multi-thread on this CPU. I've said stop. Okay, right. Older versions are quite buggy. As for the video card, is NVIDIA GeForce 6800 GT. Bus width, it's 256-bit. It has 16 pixel shader, 6 vertex shader. It's GDDR3 memory, which was just coming out at the time. 256 megabytes. It's stock, so I haven't touched the frequency of the video card. It's AGP8 time, of course, and release date it's 2004. So let's go into ADA 64, and yes, it can run Crysis, and it is running Crysis quite well, with a mix of low to medium detail, at 800 by 600 with no AA. It's running really great for what it is. So let's have a look at the temperature. The machine has been running for a couple of hours. Like I said, almost no difference between the CPU and GPU, which is pretty much what you want. The motherboard is sitting at 35, degrees. The CPU is 50 and GPU is 50. Up for the die and the rest of the cards about 44 and the other 40 or 41, which is pretty damn good. As you can see, power supply is rock solid. All the rails are looking really great within specs. You know, I did not recap the power supply, but it's recent enough that it does not need it, even though the turbine is a bit noisy, so I should take a look at that later. But yeah, what else can we do? Like, we can go into performance, for example CPU Queen, and you will see how good that Athlon XP is. It's 3,989 points, and a Pentium 2 Pentium D820 only do 4,150. A Pentium 4 Extreme Edition running at 3.7 GHz, 4,158. And I think my Athlon XP, Athlon 64 3500 plus on AM2 sockets back in the day was doing about 4,500 points or something like that. So almost 4,000 points. It's really great for an Athlon XP 3200, especially if you look at the results of the same CPU on a different board, but one of the best board also, one of the two base board, and the timing are a bit better on mine, of course, but other than that, 3,470, almost 4,000 for mine, so the overclock is is working great for that old machine. Hard drive, like I said, Western Digital, they are Raptor. So if I go here, 10,000 RPM. And yeah, it's 150 megabit per second. In Red Zero, using the PCI internal controller, I'm at about 100 megabit per second, which is quite the best you can do, you know, with this kind of interface. So I won't complain. Like, it's running pretty damn good. Like, I will open Firefox. Done. Like, I don't know, that machine is just so fast. Like Microsoft Word, even though it's a real old version, you did not even see the splash screen, you know. It's like something harder, like an old OpenOffice version. So yeah, let's open OpenOffice, which is working on Java, so it's Java based. It's 2.3. Not bad. Not bad at all. This machine can play 360p YouTube video with no frame drops, so which is quite nice considering what it is. What can I launch? Like Nero Start Mart. Like create data disk. Nero Express, open. Yeah, see you. Winamp, like Winamp, you know. And like I said, I use this machine daily, so it's not like it's sitting doing nothing. Like, I really use this machine. Trackmania Nation, for example, and we'll just do a small benchmark since there is an integrated benchmark tools. This game looks amazing, and it's really well optimized for lower spec machine, and it just look at those effects, the dirt on the car, the sun reflection, you know, like it's, oh my god, it's just pretty damn nice, you know. For such an old machine, how well it runs is just a testament to optimization. As you can see, 37.2 frame per second, which is really good, really damn good, you know, it's great. And the detail it's at full resolution, 75 Hz, with 2 times AA, and almost everything on high. It's not maxed out, but it's almost maxed out, so it's pretty damn good. Well, I don't know what else to show you, like the custom wallpaper, like one I found years and years ago. It has the Windows XP unofficial theme, but it's from Microsoft themselves, so I did not patch the DLL. You know, it's absolutely stock. It used the Royal Noir, so Royal Black theme, and it's directly from Microsoft, even though it was never released officially. It's not the same like in the Media Center edition, but I do I do like this theme, you know, it's really looking good with this wallpaper. So yeah, that's about it. See you in my next video. Bye, YouTube.